Akamai, currently falling. Now, this is after forecasts for revenue and adjusted earnings per share came in, well, less than where the market had wanted to see it. Here to walk us through some of the numbers and the content distribution part in particular that seems to be the weakness is the CEO, Tom Leighton. And security revenue was good, up 21%. Compute revenue good, up 25%. But it's the delivery revenue that is under pressure. Is that what's really hitting the revenue forecasts?
Yes, exactly right. Internet traffic always increases, but it's not in a straight line. And we have the world's largest content delivery network. And so when there are dips, we feel it. The good news is that we really diversified our business beyond delivery to the point where now 2/3 of our revenue is security and compute. And as you noted, both of those businesses are very strong, great growth and great potential. And I think over time, as we have more and more of our revenue from security and compute, the dips you get from time to time in internet traffic, we won't see as noticeably on our overall performance.
Interesting. Diversification key. What took my interest was a large social media customer optimizing its costs is what was put forward as to why you've downgraded some of the outlooks. Who is the social media player? Are we seeing that more broadly or is it just one?
Well, we do have a very large social media company, and they are cutting back as best they can on costs, facing some geopolitical pressures. I would say more broadly, we've seen sort of a weak past couple of months in the gaming vertical and in video. And there's been a lot of reports out there talking about, subscriber numbers, and traffic as a whole. And so we feel that because, we carry all the video out there and a very big supplier for the gaming companies. And so that creates a little bit of a dip in our outlook for the year. That said, we raised our outlook on security and compute. Both of those businesses very strong.
Tom, you're the perfect person to therefore ask, because I'm reading between the lines here. A geopolitically affected social media company has got to be TikTok. And I know that you have expertise when it comes to security and more broadly an exposure at the moment that we're seeing of US companies to China. How much are you seeing geopolitics weighing on your business and the business of your clients?
Well, there is some concern there. We made a disclosure that in particular, if the law does take effect, banning TikTok, that could impact about 1.5% of our revenue next year. It shouldn't have a direct impact this year. And it remains to be seen if the law will go into effect.
Are you trying to diversify out of exposure to China more and more, Tom?
Well, we want to diversify our company as a whole. Today, we have 7 customers at 1% of revenue. The goal is to have a broader and broader base. And I think we've done a really good job of that, both within the customer base and also across product lines and geographies, so that, you won't see much of an impact, as we go forward when, particular things happen on the political stage or you get a dip in traffic.
And with the wealth of patents that you have and the focus on security, where are we in the cyber security landscape? How much are you seeing, in particularly in the age of artificial intelligence, it becoming harder and harder to ensure that we are protected in some way from our data?
Yeah, things are in a very challenged state with cybersecurity, particularly with the advances in Gen AI, which as of now are very helpful to the attacker. It's much easier for them to generate very malicious malware. We're seeing a lot more breaches, and I think the key now really is to develop the internal layer of defense for an enterprise, because probably you're going to get breached, and the key is to identify it quickly and to proactively block its spread. And there we have the market-leading solution with Guardicore to stop the spread of ransomware and data exfiltration malware, and that's a very rapidly growing segment for us.
And a key acquisition made. Tom Leighton, thank you so much for spending time with us, the Akamai CEO.